And we are live. Well, not live, but we are here for your Saturday night edition of Women of Nerd Culture. And as per usual, I am joined by the loveliest nerds that the Northeast can offer. I'm joined by the mistress of horror herself, Sammie. Hello.
Hi.
And I'm joined by just the OG, nicest nerd, Sarah. Hello. And
OG
obviously,
the
I'm Becca. I'm here. And I am taking a bit of a hint from the Top Grumps, and I've got an outfit for tonight's episode.
That is spectacular. But I feel like because used to really do all go out. Like I am just in my room. It's here. But used to like Sarah's background is amazing. Our audio listeners aren't going to be able to know what is going
Uh,
on.
I know, I know. It is a Halloween themed one. It's kind of got like costumes of the Marvel of a lot of famous, more well-known Marvel characters as pumpkins. And I know we're well past Halloween, but I just saw it and I thought that's just so darn
Hey,
cute. I've got to have it.
it's Halloween
It's
every
got like
day in my
there's
house.
Spider-Man, there's an Iron Man, there's like Captain Marvel, there's Groot,
It's the
there's Black
rocket.
Panther. Oh yes, there's a rocket one over here.
So cute.
So cute.
Yes, and mine is giving you some type of hint to one of the things I want to talk about for this episode, because obviously we are talking about Marvel, but I've got the Phoenix in the background from X-Men animated series. But yes,
Mm.
this month we are talking about all things Marvel, talking about storylines and some characters. Who would like to go
Yeah.
first? We're talking about their first experience with Marvel. Sammy, do you want to go
Well,
first?
I'll take it. Oh, where do I start? So, my first experience with Marvel.
Hmm.
That was so I wasn't into, and I've explained this on Countdown to Doomsday. I wasn't in what you would class as a nerd as I am today back in 20 or 2008 when Iron Man came out. I kind of did watch them because my husband's a huge nerd and he's a huge Marvel fan and he's a huge X-Men fan. And this was very much up his street. And I was just, being supportive. And it wasn't until 2014 when I first started reading comics. Because I read comics first before I kind of got into the movies. I mean, it kind of came hand in hand. Like I can't dare say that I didn't watch them. I didn't understand what I was watching, and I asked a lot of questions. And then I started reading Marvel comics first. The first ever comic book I ever read was Old Man Logan in 2014, and it started a love affair that has gone on since, and I have devoured and completely had this thing take over my life. Um, there was a time when I was writing for one of the American-based websites that I used to work for, and I covered an event for Marvel, which was Secret Invasion in 2015. That literally took over my life. I read the actual Secret Invasion run, all the tie-ins, and then I had to review them and create a whole event for our website around it. And it was, yeah, took over my life.
Imagine that they did.
It really
Just
did, but it was
just a
fun.
little.
It was fun. It got me to understand comics, because comics can be quite a daunting thing if you want to just get into them. It's because it's like, well, where do you start?
Yeah, and I find especially with Marvel comics, they've had so many reboots and they've had so many changes, so many alternate universes, and it's not just one singular timeline. It branches off, it twists, it turns. So yeah, it's very hard getting into comics,
It is.
especially Marvel, I find.
Marvel is a one because it up until around about 20 around 2015 they were literally doing an event after an event after an event, and
Mm,
that meant these events were taking issues all the way back to issue one
yeah,
and changing storylines and changing arcs and having, yeah, you're right, the universe has been, there was one occasion one universe just ceased to exist anymore.
yeah.
So yeah, Marvel can be quite daunting. However, if you find that one character, that one person, and you use One of the best tools I have ever found with comic books is Wikipedia. And you go to Wikipedia, it will give you every listing of that
Yes.
character. And you start from there because you start to find out that different characters come into the story. And like I learned a lot about Doctor Strange because Doctor Strange, up until recently, didn't have a run of his own. He didn't have it. He
Mm.
was always just there as part of the Illuminati, or we need something mystical, magical. We'll call Doctor Strange. It was never a single story of his own. And I've completely forgotten the point I was going to make. Yeah, go to Wikipedia, find that character, check that list out, and it will come. That's where you start. That's how I started, and my character was Captain Marvel.
Okay.
Yeah. My person was Captain Marvel. After I read all the big hitters, and I say big hitters as in big name comic books. So I read Old Man Logan, The Killing Joke, Batman Arkham Asylum, which is one of the most beautiful comics you'll ever read, even though I know we're not talking about Batman. And then I kind of like ventured out into some Image comics, and then I was like, right, I feel like I need someone,
Hmm.
and that someone just happened to be Carol Danvers. And I started a huge love affair that has taken me all over the place with her. I have the one of the writers at the time was Kelly Sue DeConnick. I wrote an article about her and what she did for me with Carol and the story she was writing, and she read it. And
Oh,
she told me she did. And then before the movie came out, I did an interview with the BBC and got to splurge a load of shit about. I can't even remember half the stuff that I said in that interview, but I just spewed it out. And yeah, I did an interview with the BBC for just before the movie came out to promote Carol. She's a huge part of my life. And you do have a little Carol pumpkin right behind you too.
I
I see
do.
her. I see her. She's had such a great arc in her time. From Ms. Marvel to then being upgraded to Captain Marvel. To I think she's a general maybe now. I kind of lost off a bit with other engagements that I had, but yeah, Carol's a big one for me. So that's where my love affair with Marvel starts, is from starting at reading comics.
brilliant. Sarah, what about yourself?
Um, Now I've got a confession to make. I'm not really like a proper what I would call Marvel fan, to be honest. I'm
And now she tells me.
There are Marvel things that I like, obviously. I have stuff to say tonight. Um, I've never been like kind of like big into the Marvel comic side of things.
Mm.
It's not that I don't like them or I'm not willing to give them a try. It's kind of like I would, for me personally, I would have to sit down with Wikipedia or whatever I
Yeah.
have at the time and actually physically sit down and work out which ones I wanted to read and then go and get them. Because I would just start buying random ones,
No, I
not
get that.
knowing what the hell I was doing with it.
Yeah.
Um, I also haven't seen all the movies, but I mean I've seen quite a lot of them. Um, the most things that I've watched have been the like Netflix series shows or Disney
Mm.
ones as they are now. So that's where a lot of like things that I'm going to talk about tonight come from. Um, so just bear in mind, listeners or viewers, I don't have a lot of information on the background of these characters comic wise.
And that
I'm
is
going,
That's
yeah,
totally
fine.
fine. That is totally fine.
yeah, I'm going off what I've seen, and that's why I like these characters. Early life with them, though, however, I think we're probably going to be looking at like the X-Men cartoon. I think is the earliest thing I can remember, Marvel wise. That the one that they recently did the revamp of. Um, and then you're looking at things like Blade, really. Um,
Yeah.
Yes.
but again, at the time, I had no idea that Blade was Marvel.
Me neither. I just
Me
thought it was
too.
a really cool vampire
Yeah,
film.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Had no idea.
Um,
But the best thing about the fact that like Marvel, not Marvel comic, like Marvel as a whole,
mm,
it's now multimedia. So
yeah,
it's not just the comic books, and you don't have to know the arcs
mm-hmm,
and everything. You can get to love and appreciate and admire these characters
mm-hmm,
through the screen. They've made that possible for you to
yeah.
do.
Yeah.
Especially over the last few years. Definitely, I think those Netflix series definitely made it a lot more approachable for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Um,
Absolutely.
I think it can be off-putting when you've got so many different characters, so many arcs for each of those characters, so many different universes featuring each of those different characters in different guises.
Yeah,
It can be like really overwhelming. Um,
completely agree. Have you seen the Deadpool and Wolverine movie?
yes.
No,
There is a sequence in there where Deadpool, and I'm not spoiling anything by
it's
saying
okay.
this,
It's
No.
okay. You can.
but he goes through a sequence of finding other variants of Wolverines.
Mhm.
That right there just goes to prove how vast Marvel actually is because he has been everywhere.
I mean, even like some of the scenes near the end where there are like about 50 different Deadpools.
Mhm.
That
Yeah,
that
yeah,
speaks for itself as well. I
absolutely.
just accept the fact that all of these different Deadpools exist. I don't need to know
Hmm.
why.
No, same. I think there was one that I recognized, and it was the Fortnite one because Anth plays it, and I was
Yeah.
like, I've seen that floating head before. Go on then, Becca.
Then
Okay. Well, very much like Sarah, my first experience isn't actually comic books. It was the X-Men, the animated series that used to be on television back in the 90s. I can remember watching it on school summer holidays, and I got a little bit obsessed to the point that I used to have the recorder on VHS. For anyone who knows me and has been on Discord the last couple of weeks, I've been rewatching it, and I've started to rewatch it with my tiny one. And we got to the Phoenix Saga, which is the image that you can see behind me.
Beautiful.
And the Phoenix Saga is the one that got me hook, line, and sinker to the point that I can actually remember getting grounded as a child because I refused to leave the house until I'd watched one of the episodes. I think it was episode 4 out of the 5 that we get for this saga. And I can remember I refused to leave the house because I wanted to either record this episode or I wanted to watch it because it had grabbed me and it was holding on to me
mm,
so much. And even now, Jean Grey and the Phoenix is it's my focal point to the Marvel universe. I will watch the film if it's involved. I will read the comics if the Phoenix is involved,
Mhm.
and Jean Grey. And even now, Jean Grey is my OG character for X-Men to the point that I've got a little statue of her.
oh wow.
Oh, look at little Jane,
And you
little
can
Marvel
see
girl.
like she's a little Phoenix. The Phoenix
Well,
is
she's
getting lost.
Phoenix there. She's not
She's
Marvel girl, is she?
yeah, but so yes, so Jean Grey and all her storylines, I very much like yourself, Sammie, is I use Wikipedia and I just I just go through the different storylines for her, and she's been dead, she's been back, she's been dead, she's been back. She comes and goes, but yeah, so she's my character that's kind of got me involved, and the Phoenix Saga is kind of what started me on my little Marvel journey, and even now, it's still my safety storyline, I think.
Oh.
Yeah.
Just a question, because we're all at an age where we watched this at we were impressionable teenagers.
Yeah.
Um, did we all think that Gambit was quite attractive
Yeah.
Yeah.
as a cartoon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just making sure I wasn't
The
No, no,
alone
no.
vibe,
in that thought.
we've got
Definitely,
the vibe.
definitely.
I'm glad. I'm glad. I'm not just.
Okay, so you've both seen Deadpool. So what do you think of the Gambit in that then?
I think they need to bring Channing in with it, to be honest, full on because um the thing is he's playing like a caricature of himself in it now. Like it's become
It's some of the stuff.
such a lore heavy like
Yeah,
person playing Gambit that it's kind of like you've got to do it just for like the memes really at this point.
it's crazy because like I I was there when these rumors were coming out that this
Hmm.
Gambit film was gonna happen, and like this
Yeah.
was at the time when like because if you've noticed, like nerd news is very at a lull. Like
Yeah.
it's not as grand. Like I think the biggest thing that we've had this year, maybe RDJ is back within the
Yeah.
Marvel
Yeah.
Cinematic Universe.
Yeah.
Yeah. This
We
this
did.
this we're in a drought.
Yeah, but before it was boom, boom, news,
Hmm.
news. And I remember this being like top of the news list. Channing Tatum's going to play a Gambit, and we were all, fuck off. No, like, no, like, don't make this happen. But the minute he walks on screen and he is, what's the word I'm looking for? Um, it's not a comic, Sam. It's a animated series. So animated series accurate. Like he looks
Mhm.
exactly
Yeah,
like how Gambit, you would know Gambit to look.
yeah.
Yeah.
It blows you away. And the fact that he uses little phrases like, I don't know who I am because I've never really existed. Like, because he didn't, it never really happened.
Hmm.
Like, this was all just an idea. He is just an idea. That movie never came to fruition. So, and it was genius. And his fighting st skills on that, oh, Becca, watch it. It is so good.
I'm not gonna lie, I've seen the Gambit stuff because I am a huge Gambit fan. Like I love him. Like have you seen all these videos of um women and they've got these hear me out cakes and they put like
Yeah.
images.
Yes. Yes.
He is top of that. Hear me out.
Yeah. Hear me out. Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing
He's there.
is, I mean, he's not he's not my type of a man normally, but the thing is, I don't really think he needs to hear me out because he is genuinely an attractive man.
Yeah.
I can't deny that, but he would be
I don't understand why he has a hear me out though. It's kind of like
because
Is it
normally,
because is it because it isn't we all know him as a cartoon?
yeah, I
Would it
think
be like
that's what
would it
it
be
is.
like a
so
would
it's
it be like
more
a
of a
dude?
hear me out for Gambit rather than a hear me out for Channing Tatum.
Oh, I
Yeah,
reckon.
Right,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
yeah.
absolutely. That's how I took it anyway. Because
Right.
it's like a dude turning around and going, "Hear me out, Wilma Flintstone."
Yeah.
That's how I saw it anyway.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Because Channing Tatum, I don't think there's any question. That man is beautiful.
Hmm.
Yes.
Not my go-to guy.
Yeah.
No.
But
But
you know what? I'd go for a coffee with him.
a coffee and a cake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think he'd
He
be
can go
an
on
absolute sweetheart.
he can go on Peach's coffee list.
Oh, that's nice. Ever since 21 Jump Street, though, like my opinion has completely changed on him. I
Hmm.
honestly thought One Trick Pony.
Yeah.
I sat through Magic Mike, never getting that time back.
Uh-huh.
Um, and I was like, no, I've got no opinion. And then 21 Jump Street, I was like, oh God, this guy's got range.
Hmm.
Like he's got a funny bone.
Definitely over the last few years, certainly, because I felt very similarly about him. It's like, oh, he's just a pretty boy. They're gonna get
Yeah,
him up and do like all the topless things and stuff like that. But no. I completely get what you're saying there, Sammy, because
yeah.
I have a more of an appreciation for him, shall we say, over the
So,
last few years.
Hateful Eight is not one of my favorite Tarantino films, and
Mm.
because it is so heavy dialogued, and I
Mhm.
do love a heavy dialogue film, but that was too far. Channing
Yeah,
Tatum was perfect in
he
it. Like
was. He
he
really
was
was.
that was such another turning point. It was like, oh, he's got a funny bone. Oh my God, he actually can act.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
this is just not. It's not just a gimmick. This guy can do this,
Hmm.
and it looked like he was like like he was standing up against royalty in Hollywood.
Hmm.
I'm gonna sneeze.
Bless you.
Sorry. Thank you. Yeah, he was standing up against some like he was
Yeah.
standing up with Kurt Russell, Walter Goggins. Like there was some powerhouse names in there, and he was
Yeah.
holding his own. Wow, we really went on Channing Tatum on there, didn't we?
Yeah, but it's okay. It's all in it's
He
because we
deserves it.
and because we love Gambit. And I think
Yeah.
Gambit fight to be fair, I think Gambit as a character deserves his own live action film. Like
I named one of my
we
rats after Gambit. When I had
Oh,
rats many years ago, we went through a phase of naming them all after X-Men, and one of them was Gambit.
that's cute.
oh, oh, that's so sweet. Me and my sister had hamsters, and we named them after Reservoir Dogs.
Mr. Blue.
We had a Mr. Pink and a Mr. Blonde and Mr. Brown because it was brown. I think the names got changed in the end. I don't actually, to be honest, I don't think they had names. They were just, yeah, that's what we went Reservoir Dogs initially. I mean, by the way, my sister was about 6 when we got these.
Let's hope she doesn't know where that came from.
No, she probably did. Um, Gambit, Gambit. I think Gambit don't only deserves a live action. I think he deserves a bit more love within comics.
Oh, definitely.
Love within maybe even if you don't if the studio's uncomfortable enough doing a live action, let him have an animated series. Look at the impact he had
Hmm.
in the last X-Men thing sorry, I didn't mean to call it a thing. The last X-Men animated series they did, like the what was it? X-Men,
97.
thank you. So yeah, look at the impact he had in that.
Oh,
He was pissing people off. He was making people upset. People were questioning their sexuality over his choice in clothing. Like, he had an impact on people.
Why don't we go through some of the like X-Men that have like a good backstory and all that, and do like the series like they have for like Wanda and stuff like that?
Yes, he could do a standalone. I reckon it would work.
Disney could do that. I mean, even if it wasn't a full like eight episode one, they could do like it's certainly a 2 or 3 episode one.
I'd be down. I'd honestly be down for it.
Yeah.
After the latest X-Men series, I've never been a huge X-Men fan. I'm an Avengers girl.
Mm.
Always have been. Even though Old Man Logan is the first comic I've read, and it is a whole story on spoilers, the loss of the X-Men.
yeah.
Um, so yeah, it like I understood the crucial point of the X-Men, but it still wasn't enough. Like I didn't have that love affair like you guys had with the series growing up. I watched it. My mom had more of an effect with the
Yeah.
X-Men series than I
Mm.
did. I was into Fantastic Four. Still am. I think I'm the only person who actually flies the flag for them.
No,
Um,
no, 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 because I do love them. I don't like the films.
I've never seen them. I won't watch them.
I don't mind the ones with Chris Evans. Um,
I can
but that's because
understand that.
Chris Evans.
Yeah, I can
Because I
totally understand that.
yeah, I've got a whole thing with Chris Evans. But
Oh, I've
I
had love
think
affairs and all sorts in my head with that man. He's my favorite.
I'm so glad we're friends because yeah, me too. But yeah, I feel like very much like the X-Men, the Fantastic Four have gone off in so many different
Mm,
ways and means. It's very hard to keep a hold of them.
Mm.
I found it a
I
lot
get that.
easier with the X-Men compared to the Fantastic Four. But
And I totally understand that, but I didn't have that. I didn't have that connection. It was there. It was part of my childhood. I can't dare say that it wasn't because there was occasions where we were late for swimming lessons because it hadn't finished, and no one was leaving the house until it was done. And Fantastic Four was on around about the same time, so there's either that got taped or one of them got taped or something like that.
yeah,
But yeah, these were stuff that we didn't miss. But when this new one came out. I just, I have such an appreciation for them that I'm like, oh, have I left it too late? Like, can I go back and try and like read because I would love to do the Chris Claremont run of the X-Men. That's what I would like to read, but there is so much of Chris Claremont to read. And I feel like that's where I would get the fundamentals of the X-Men,
yeah,
Mm.
understand the Omega level, understand the classes and where where everyone has come from.
yeah,
Um, is I think Chris Claremont probably did it best. I think Chris Claremont's more known for the X-Men.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
like
No, I kind of get that vibe, and I would myself, I would love, like Sarah said, to see a Disney. They do little series on like
Hmm.
some of the main characters, and I
Even if
think
it was just one series and each character had one episode, like
yeah,
do an 8 episode thing, and like Gambit had one, and I don't know, Beast had another. Or
I would love to see that so much.
I think
that'd
that
be
would be
so
really
cool.
interesting.
That'd be so cool.
And it would bring in so many new people who don't
Hmm.
have the time or the patience to go through the comics or
Yeah.
the time or the patience to just to read on the internet. And I don't blame them because there is just so much. There is.
There is. It's a lot.
Hmm.
I tried, um, and I give in. I literally give in. I was like, I don't. Do you know what? I should like for the person I am, I should really have such a deep connection to the X-Men. But for some reason, I see more, or I like to take more from the Avengers
Yeah,
than I do the X-Men. I understand the whole mutant side of it and the difference of it,
Mm.
and I deal with, I've been different since I was 15 years old when the whole goth era started to kick in. But for some reason, I like to gravitate more towards strength.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And that's what I get from Carol. I gain strength from her. She's been through some of the most awful times within comic history. To come out at the end of it being the strongest she will ever be, mentally, physically, emotionally. Um, and I gravitate more towards that
Yeah.
because I need to take some of that strength as well, if that makes
Mm.
sense.
No, it's
And I
perfect.
don't
Makes
get that,
sense.
and I don't get that from, even if it's showing physical strength as well, which is why I am a huge Captain America fan.
Yes.
Yeah, because
I
he's the
I
best.
I I love Captain America. He is one of my favorite characters in Marvel, outside of obviously Jean Grey and Gambit. But I liked him, and I kind of got into him from the films. Did you find that, or did you find him before the films came out?
No, no, it was the films. I
Yeah.
wasn't the So I'm doing Countdown to Doomsday. We are literally counting down the movies,
Hmm.
ready to hit when Doomsday happens. And it's going to be, as long as Marvel don't change anything, it's going to be
Fingers crossed.
spectacular. And we have literally just done um Iron Man 2, which was 2010. I definitely wasn't in my era of Marvel then. And then the next one's Thor, and then the next one after that is Captain America. I know fine well I was not there
Hmm.
yet. I don't think it's until Guardian. No, it can't be Guardians. I tell you what, it is Iron Man 3.
I'm the same. I
Mm.
didn't get into it until roughly around then.
Iron Man 3 is when it started to click, and I was reading comics and that, and then because I remember I like obviously I'd then gone back and watched all the rest leading up to that, and I'd watched
Mhm.
them 1,000 times until that big point. And then Iron Man 3 and Thor the Dark World, and I'm like, oh God, we've lost Marvel. We've lost them. This is it. This is the end. Like they can't come back from this. And then the Winter Soldier comes out.
Yes.
Game changer. Game changer in movies, superhero movies, espionage movies. It is one of the best that they have ever done, is
Yeah.
Winter Soldier.
Yes.
Whew, that took a lot. Sorry,
Are you
had to breathe.
okay?
Had
Are
to
you
breathe.
okay?
Had to breathe. Winter Soldier is one of the best things. I mean, it is. I urge, if you have any time and can get a hold of it, read Ed Burbanker's Winter Soldier. It is beautiful. It is spectacular. It is just as good as if not better than watching it visually. Reading it is amazing. Winter Soldier is top fucking notch.
Well, there you go. That's
That
actually one that I haven't seen, so I will. I
it
promise you, Sammy, I will go and watch it.
is just
And
it's breathtaking. But you've got to remember where we're coming out of when you're
mhm.
watching Winter Soldier. Like you've literally just come out of Thor: The Dark World.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm hoping that I have a turnaround with that movie because I'm a huge Thor fan as well, but I'm a comic book Thor fan than I am a movie one. So I'm hoping I have a bit of a change of heart when it comes to that movie and at that time I've got to watch it. But Cap is a great character. I had the pleasure and the honor of seeing the first Captain America shield from the first
I
Avenger.
saw, I
Mhm.
was like, oh,
Not gonna lie, I nearly cried. Had to hold it together, had to remember where I was.
I love that you could see even like the little dents and scratches on it as well.
That's what got
Just
me. So essentially, it's just a bit of wood.
mhm.
When you go behind the curtain and you see behind, it's just a bit of wood, but it is screen accurate. You can see every dint, every scratch. You can
Mhm.
even see marks where fingers have been. He held that shield. I loved every second. And even there was more like that and the Margaret Hamilton hat. I just kept standing in front of them and I was like, wouldn't it be nice if you were mine? Yeah, but I got a chance to see that Mino from the first Thor movie, which
okay.
was slightly disappointing
Oh,
as a screen. So you know me, I love a costume. I love theatre. I love, the makeup side of it and props and this, that, and the other. It was plastic. It looked like something you could.
Oh,
It did look like something, and I get it. I totally understand as to it was used on screen. It had to be practical to hold, to be, and you could see the marks and the dents and the scratches. I just wanted the hilt to be leather based
yeah,
and the
yeah.
leather stitching, and just, I was being selfish basically. Like my expectations mean nothing when you need like that needed to be. He was in his hand.
Yeah. But I get what
Yeah,
you mean, though. I
yeah,
get what you mean.
yeah.
I'm trying not to sound like a dick about something that was in a movie, like it's a movie prop. That's all that it is.
Yeah.
But I'm trying not to sound like too much of a dick about it.
That's okay. So where did the shield appear in?
First Avenger.
Okay, so it was
It's
in the first.
when he is doing the war bonds and he's like, oh, he goes on the stage for the
Yeah.
first time and they
Yes,
hand him a
uh-huh.
shield and it's
Hmm.
got his words written on the back of it. That's the shield.
Okay.
Excuse me, I'm getting a chill on my back.
Are you cold, me love? Oh, she's
Ah,
disappeared.
getting a bit of a chill on my back. I just put a cardi on.
It's why you need one of these.
I've
Are
got
you
one,
not
but it's
roasting?
soaking.
No, because I'm frozen.
Ah,
If I could, I would put the hood up, but it's not that type of podcast.
I totally get what you mean. I've got a Harry Potter one. Yeah, I totally understand what you mean.
We
It's
could do.
it's
We'll all do one with the
unusual,
hoods on.
mind. It's an unusual cast.
Yes, but I've actually got to tell you how I got this because the Royal Mail turned up and I was like, I'm not expecting a parcel. And then I was like, okay, so I opened it up, looked at it, and I was like, oh, so I put it on. And I was like, well, hey, I've got Captain America, and I've got Captain America, Captain's on my ass. You know, I was
Amazing.
getting, I
America's
know.
ass.
And then I
On
was
my
like,
ass, yeah.
and then I was like, I haven't ordered this. Who's giving it to me? I was like,
So you put it on before you even
yeah,
think about you
yeah,
haven't
because I was,
ordered
I was
it.
like, I love it, I love it,
The
it's
I
mine.
love
excitement.
that.
The excitement got to me, and then I was like, okay, there's no note. I was like, I was on Discord going, someone's like sent me this because like I look really happy. I'm really happy. It turns out it was
Oh.
um, one of my writers who lives in Australia had sent it to me because I'd been complaining at some point because I'm always cold. So she sent me this. I was like, so Sarani, thank you for
That
the
is
excitement.
so sweet.
Sarani is one of the sweetest people that you will ever meet. She's one of the ladies that donated when we did the 24-hour stream last year
Oh,
if, from
right.
from Australia. So this is her. So this is what she
Oh,
sent me.
that is awesome. I
And
mean,
it's
do you know, it is such an unusual cast, but I'm not
yeah.
saying that in a bad way. Like you've
No,
got Falcon, you've got Wasps on there, you've got
yeah.
Hulk. I know Black
I'm
Panther,
I
I can see that.
I'm thinking this is
It's
Black
Black
Widow.
Widow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I couldn't quite decide if it was Jean Grey, and I was hoping it was Jean Grey, but that's me.
Yeah. That's
Um,
just Jean
that's
Grey,
me.
even though it's Black
That's
Widow,
just
but
me.
it's Jean
It's me.
Grey.
It's me. But yeah, there are. It's awesome, and I love it, and I'm gonna be so snug with winter. It's gonna be
Yeah,
amazing.
for the audio listeners, it's a big massive hoodie with
Yeah.
loads of Marvel characters on, but it's not just it's like old school Marvel characters.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And then there's Captain America.
He's grumpy face, man.
Yeah, he is. He really is. Well, I can't
Yeah.
blame him. He's having to be squished down.
The Ed Burbanker Winter Soldier that I mentioned earlier has some of the most beautiful visions of Cap. Like the way that it's drawn is beautiful, but the actual copy of Winter Soldier, the big one, complete one, you can never get a hold of it. And when you do, it is what's a good couple of £100 worth of comic
It's
books.
it really is, and it's the same as the Excalibur comic edition. I can never get a hold of that because of how much it costs and the fact that they only release it every decade or so. It's unreal how much it costs, and I am
Oh,
desperate to get my hand on it.
I've said to Ant if it ever comes up and it's not too ridiculous, I will be buying it.
Yeah. I
I need that in my collection.
I need Excalibur because it's X-Men, but it's X-Men in the UK. I
Wow.
I need that.
Oh, I tell you what I do have. I have a I have a Marvel, I think it's called 1836. Neil Gaiman.
Yes.
I have that. That's interesting. It's different because it's all
Yes.
ye olde, isn't it? It's been a
Yes.
long time since I've read it. I got it years ago off
It's a
Michaela.
it's a really good run. I really enjoy it because you've got a lot of the it's got a lot of familiar characters, but it's the ancestors of these familiar characters. And
That makes sense. Yeah.
it's just such a great storyline. Um yeah, I think if you get out, you would enjoy it.
There's a
If you haven't,
couple I'm wanting to go back and read over. I've got to because we're gonna get to the Eternals at some point, and not everyone's a big fan. I actually quite like them. Um, and I have a beautiful run from oh, I can't remember who does it now, but I picked it up a couple of years ago, and I've been meaning to have a reread of it. But I like groups like that, and I love the Inhumans. I don't know if either of you watch the TV show. I really enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it.
And
I'm gutted that we didn't get more of it.
if it was that bad, why are you using Black Bolt in Doctor Strange's movie? The same guy. The same guy.
Hmm.
Anson Mount. Why did they do that to him?
I know. Bitch. She's a bitch. Scarlet Witch is a bitch. Um, yeah, but Medusa was just breathtaking. It's just it just there wasn't it felt like a bit of an afterthought, but the characters were all there.
Yeah.
Everything was there. It just the story was just a bit wah, wah.
And I just
So
think it was the wrong time.
yeah, yeah, because like Agents of Shield were going through their Inhuman storyline as well, and there were left, right, and center to the point now where Miss Marvel in the MCU doesn't even have the right origin. She's not Inhuman. She's a mutant.
Yeah.
And I honestly blame Agents of Shield for that.
There's a lot I blame Agents of Shield for.
Yeah, that's right. So what TV have you watched, Sarah? Like what's the shows that you've kind of kept up with or enjoyed?
Well, um, it's kind of going to go into the characters that I've picked characters rather than storylines because I'm not
No, it's
really
cool.
like so much outside of these things. I didn't outside of the shows. I didn't know much of the storylines really. So I've gone with Daredevil, right?
It's
Now
a
I've
good
gone
one.
with Charlie Cox's from the Marvel series on Netflix. Um, I just really enjoyed how he played it because I have seen the Ben Affleck one as well. And I mean, it's not great, but I think that there's aspects of it that aren't as bad as people are shouting about. Um,
No, no, and I've never actually seen it. Daredevil
mm,
is one of my go-to comic book
hmm
reads, and
yeah,
I never watched the Batman. I never the Batman one.
Batman.
I never
The
watched the
whole
Ben
different
Affleck one.
universe.
We know why you've gone Batman there.
Yeah, but I've never watched it, but I've kind of understood why Affleck chose it. It was Frank
Hmm.
Miller, and he said this in an interview before. When did I ever think I was going to get to play a Frank Miller version of Batman? I'm not.
100%.
I'm going to go and do Daredevil instead. I'll do the next
Yeah,
best thing. I
exactly.
totally get choices, but I've never seen it.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, I mean the series, again, without any knowledge of the comics, I just really enjoyed how it was played. It's dark, it's gritty, it's got great fight choreography.
Amazing.
Um, it has like some of the best fight scenes I've ever seen. I mean, I watched a couple of them with my friend who was my tutor for the martial arts I used to do, and he's done like loads of different other martial arts outside of that as well. So, if he says a fight scene was choreographed well, I trust him on that.
Yeah,
Um,
Yeah.
and I mean, he said he was quite impressed with them as well. I mean, there's one in particular that like is one of the most popular ones to be brought up in conversations about fight choreography. And it was like it's in season one where he's fighting in the corridor to rescue that little kid. And I mean, there's three off the top of my head that I can think of throughout the three seasons. And I believe that they were all one take uncuts.
wall scenes.
Mm-hmm.
Is it the wall scenes
Wall scenes.
where he literally runs up walls?
Oh no, he didn't do that in this, but like it's kind
Oh,
of like he's going down a corridor and there's a couple of rooms on either side, and like the cameraman is stood in the corridor and Daredevil goes into one room, fights everybody, but the fight breaks out into the corridor,
Yeah,
and then like he goes into the next room and the fight breaks out in the corridor. And it's just kind of like it's absolute chaos, but it's kind of like really well shot, I thought, because there are some things that you wouldn't expect your act to do. You would get your stuntman in to do it. And there's some like really clever points where, Deadpool dives through the door into one of the rooms, and
yeah.
then it's Charlie Cox that comes out. But it's the stuntman that went through the door. Um,
I
and
love noticing stuff like that, by the way.
yeah, things like that. But yeah, like I find it kind of like I think the one in the first season, especially this one, was inspired by a scene in Old Boy.
Oh, Jesus. Wow. Okay.
There is a fight scene in that where it's kind of like in Old Boy though, it's obviously he's going along the corridor fighting everybody who's coming at him along the corridor, but the camera's at the side and
Hmm.
he's going along that way. Whereas like in Daredevil, it's kind of like you are in the corridor going down the corridor with him.
yeah.
But it's the kind of like the same colors are used and stuff like that, and it just really reminded me. Like I do believe it was actually inspired by that.
Oh,
Um,
that's cool.
I find it really like realistic as well because in this fight scene, he's both Charlie Cox and the people that he's fighting are getting tired as the fight goes on, which is more realistic than just kind of like I have all the stamina in the world. Da, 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 da. Like they
Yeah,
are
they're actually like,
they are actually going
Yeah,
and they are getting affected. Like if you hit in the arm, like the arm's hanging down by the side while they try and fight with the other arms, type stuff like that.
I totally, yeah.
it's why
Um,
I like the shows for that reason. There is a
mhm,
little bit more grittiness and realism to them.
yeah. And I mean, I like at the end as well. Like, obviously, he's just been through all of that crap to get to the end of the corridor and rescue this kid. He remembers that even though he can't see the kid is more likely to trust somebody who isn't wearing a mask. And he pulls the mask up as he goes into the room.
Yeah.
I just really like the little touches like that have been
Yeah.
added into it.
It's marvelous what they can pun
Mhm,
not pun intended. Marvelous what they can do with Daredevil
mhm.
and what they have done with them as well. Because it could have been a lost character.
Oh yeah.
Especially on the back of like how people had seen the Ben Affleck one, they had feelings about it.
Mhm,
I'm sorry, the reason I had my head down for it is because I was looking for a name and I couldn't remember because I started reading Daredevil back in 2015.
mhm.
And it was when this is the name I was looking for, All New, All Different Marvel. Another event by Marvel, taking it
Yes.
back to issue one. And it was written by Charles, and I'm gonna hopefully say this right, Soule, Soule. Soul. Soul?
It's how
Soul,
I would have
soul.
pronounced. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that changed everything for Daredevil for me. And then I started reading. I read Frank Miller's
Mhm.
um, Born Again. I've
Yes.
just had it. I've literally just had the name. It was another name I was looking for because I always get it wrong. And it's the oh, what's it called, man? Sorry, I'm really, really sorry. Da 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 da
It's
da.
are you on about the artist?
Born Again. That's it.
Yeah, but Born Again's the series that they're that's what they've
Yeah.
named the next
Because
series. I don't
that
Yes.
know if
that,
it's
that
going to be
that's
based on it yet, though.
that's way
It's,
back in the 1986, that one.
that's
Mhm.
Frank. That's Frank Miller.
Yeah.
Born Again. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, that's the one that I have a beautiful copy of that. Um, pristine, fresh.
Mm.
Has no breakage in the spine either.
Nice.
I learned a trick with how to not break a book spine. Do you want to know?
Go on then,
Come on
let's
then.
hear it.
Come on then.
Right. Audio listeners are not going to see this, but I have a notebook. If you take the first page and stretch it, you take the back page and stretch it. And if you do that a couple of times and then take the innard of the book and flick it, just flick the pages like so,
Yeah.
your spine will not break.
Okay,
Oh, I'll have to
interesting.
try that out. I've got a few
You got to
pictures.
do it a couple of times. So you do have to
Mm.
flatten the first two pages, like kind of not to a point where it is going to like totally snap your thing off, but and if you've got a decent spine, it
Mm.
shouldn't. So yeah, you have to like literally take the pages, take them like that, do it a couple of times. I must have looked really ridiculous on the train when I was doing this, and then just go like that, and it will stop your spine from breaking.
Okay,
I am a book collector. I'm
that's
a...
absolutely.
I have enough to. My mom actually has a library. I have enough to construct a library.
I'd love a library.
Me too.
My mum's is beautiful. I'm not
Mm.
gonna lie, it is absolutely stunning. It
One
takes.
day you're gonna have to get pictures because you've mentioned it a couple of times now, and
I
I want to
will.
see.
I
Yeah.
will. It takes up our living room because she doesn't use it, but she's got like chairs in there to like kind of like they're meant to be reading chairs, but she's never read a
Oh
book
my
in them
goodness,
rooms.
I
Them
love it.
chairs have never been touched.
Mm.
I love it. So, did you just watch Daredevil, Sarah, or did you carry on watching the rest of the TV shows on Netflix?
Oh, I did watch them all. But yeah, well, for Daredevil, I just thought like, the cast as well may helped to make that as well, because obviously you've got one of my favorite girls in there, Deborah,
Yes.
Deborah Ann Wall. Um,
Jessica, if you're a True Blood fan.
yes.
Yeah.
Um, and of course you've got Eldon who plays Foggy, and Rosario Dawson, of course.
Yes.
Oh my God, Night Nurse, yes.
I
Wow.
Yes,
love
yes,
it.
she's in there. hmm And then, yeah, of course, you've got like the cameos going across there was like the four, five series that Netflix did at once. So you've
Mhm.
Yeah.
got cameos of people appearing in the others. So you've got the Punisher John Bernthal in
Oh,
there.
that was amazing.
Love it.
And my
He,
favorite voice actor is actually in Daredevil as well.
Mhm.
Who he played one of the Russian brothers at the start, Anatoly, who got decapitated by a car door by Kingpin.
Nice. Lovely.
So
Vincent
yes,
D'Onofrio. But the Punisher,
the
they
Punisher.
did they just land on their feet with John Bernthal
Oh,
and
Oh,
that
casting?
was
just a
amazing.
little bit.
That was
Just a little bit.
absolutely
They were lucky.
amazing.
Lucky duckies.
He is. I mean, the first time I ever saw him was Shane,
hmm
Walking
Yeah,
Dead. I love
Yeah, I
Shane.
think so.
me
Yeah.
too.
hmm
I was devastated when Shane went.
They
The
did him
whole
dirty. They did him dirty in the show.
it's the whole barn scene with Sophia.
hmm
I would have done exactly that.
Yep,
I'm sorry.
100%.
He has been out in that wilderness a lot longer than what Rick was.
Yep.
hmm
Sorry to go all Walking Dead on you. I don't want to do that. I don't want to bring that wrath down.
I know the Punisher I thought was really good as well, because I have seen the movie of that as well, and John Bernthal was just like amazing. It was kind of like he was made for that role,
Yes,
or the
isn't
role
it?
was made for him rather. It's like,
But isn't it funny how there is a handful of actors within Marvel who you can really say that
hmm
about.
hmm
RDJ is definitely one of them.
yeah,
How he is gonna convince the world he is Victor Von Doom is
hmm
beyond me because
I
we
can't
are.
wait.
I can't wait.
Can't wait.
yeah.
What? Here's a question. How did you feel when that news came out that RDJ was going to play Victor Von Doom?
I was stunned and then I let out a little squeal. Pretty much like this, that you've just experienced a couple of seconds
Yeah.
ago. I'm excited. I have so many thoughts and feelings over how they're going to do it.
Mm.
And I really, really hope it's how they're going to bring the Scarlet Witch back. I really, really hope it is.
Oh, I really thought we were going to get her back in one division, not one
Yeah,
division. Agatha.
yeah.
Agatha.
I
I
thought it was going to happen, and I'm
hmm
kind of glad that they didn't.
I think this is what they've been waiting for. They are
Yeah.
waiting for Doomsday, and I think it's going to go into the story of obviously Doctor Doom and stuff, and how he appears in a comic book run that I can't remember. Obviously, you have the Scarlet Witch with no memory, and she's there as his wife, and I'm really just hoping that that's gonna. I
Oh,
hope
you are triggering memories.
yes,
I remember that.
yes. It's a
I
long
can't.
time ago. I can't remember what it's called off
No,
the
no,
top of
me
my head,
neither. Oh,
but it's one it's a classic, and
yeah.
I really hope that that's the
Mm.
route they go. But there are just so many avenues they could go into with it.
Yeah. I have a saying when it comes to Marvel. In Marvel, I trust. And the minute the fact that it was the Russo brothers, if it had been anyone else,
Yeah.
I don't know how I would have felt about it, but because it was the Russo brothers, I was like, "Oh my God, you've got this.
Yeah.
He is in good hands." And I don't think it's going to be as cut and dry as, well, we're just casting RDJ as Victor Von Doom. I really think there's going to be something more to
There's
it.
going to be something else there.
Yeah,
They've got to have something more. They've got to breathe a bit more life back into this phase.
yeah. And
Mm.
I don't think because people are like, oh, you're just relying on Robert Downey Jr. to come and save the day. You've got until 2000 2026.
Hmm.
2026 before that actually happens.
Hmm.
So you telling me that we are literally living on the fact that RDJ is going to be Victor Von Doom and just the shit in the middle? I don't think so. The fan
I'm
base would not survive.
precisely, and I'm actually really excited about some of the new films that we've got coming out, next year. Because we've got, what's the next one? It's Craven, isn't it? Is it Craven?
I
No, am
think
I
that's
talking?
no, you're not talking shit. I think that's a Sony one.
Is it?
I
Why am
think
I thinking? Why am I thinking it's Marvel?
it is
Is it?
Marvel. Craven the Man
It's a
Yeah,
is a Marvel character. I
but
think
it's
it's
not.
a
It's not.
Sony base. I'll check. Hang on. I'll
Oh,
check.
okay.
I'll check. Craven the Hunter,
Because
who
I'm
is going to be
excited about that.
played by Quicksilver.
yeah.
Yes, and I'm so glad you said that because I was watching the trailer today, going, "Who is that? Where have I
Is
seen
that
him?"
Aaron Taylor Johnson? Yes, it is.
Hmm.
It oh gosh, no, it's not Sony. It's not Marvel no, it is Sony. Sorry, it is.
Right.
Yeah, Sony, it's Sony Pictures releasing, so it's part of the Sony
Oh,
thing.
that's made
It's
me
no,
sad.
hey, no, that's good. It's okay. It's
I'm
gonna
gonna
be
look. What is the next Marvel film? Let's have a look.
Brave New World.
Really?
Yeah,
And that's Valentine's Day that comes out, isn't it? Yes.
yeah. Not excited about it, not gonna lie.
I think they've revealed too much in the trailer.
Oh, way too much. Way too much. The fact that we know he is Red Hulk. We know this. I don't need to see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't need to see that. I don't know. The Falcon and Winter Soldier TV series left a bit of a bad taste in my mouth. I'm a big Falcon fan. I love Sam Wilson. I think he's fantastic. I was there when he became Captain America. Like I was reading comics at that time and I was all for it. But the way that they did it in the series was so if all you wanted to do was get him from point A to point B, which point A being he's Falcon, point B being he's Captain America, you could have done that in the movie that's about to come out. You
Yeah.
didn't
I
need to do
they did
that.
they did him dirty by doing it in a show.
Yeah. You didn't need to do it. You didn't need to do it in that TV series. And all they were doing was capitalizing on the relationship between him and
Hmm.
Bucky Barnes. Because they had a couple of funny moments in Civil War together. Don't get us wrong, I'll watch Sebastian Stan till the cows come home. That man is amazing. He's a fantastic Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
But yeah, just left a bit of a bad taste in my mouth. Not gonna lie. The one after that is what they're called. It's the group
Oh, the bad guys kind of acting good. Oh,
anti-heroes.
yeah.
My brain's going to mush. My brain's actually.
Not Thunderbolts.
That's it.
That's yes, that's
That's
I
it.
thought I was making. I thought I was going to be
no.
making that up, and making a fool of myself there.
I thought my head was going to explode there for a
Thank you,
second.
Sarah, because I my brain was like, no, you don't know this.
No. The trailer for that looks amazing. The
I'm
fact that we
excited
could
about that.
have the Guardian. It's not the fact that we do have the Guardian in there. It's just the fact that nobody quite knows him yet. So to
Yeah.
everyone, he is just a random character. He is going to be amazing. And I really do think Florence Pugh will carry that whole film on the back of her shoulders. Because that girl is phenomenal.
Yes.
She was
100%.
brilliant. In one of my favorite Marvel TV shows that they ever did was Hawkeye.
Mm.
And it's a Christmas show.
Yeah, it is. And it's got a musical in there. Musical
Yep.
for the musical peeps. It was one of the best written, funnest, realest, emotional thing that Marvel had brought out in such a long time. It made me care about Clint. Like I've had my moments with Clint Barton and him being a dick to
Mm.
Yep.
Wolverine. But like I felt for him. PTSD
Yeah.
injury. He's hearing loss. I could relate. The best part about it is I could relate so much to the hearing side of it because I am deaf in one ear. I have tinnitus and I have a pierced eardrum on my left side of my ear, and I can't hear a goddamn thing. And the noises he could hear, the muffled noises, because my right ear works, this one not so much. Um, yeah, the noises I could hear, I was like, oh my gosh, I can hear that.
Yeah.
I can hear that in double now. Yeah, I remember the first time I met Sarah in the town. Not Sarah, Becca. It was Becca. And she talked behind us, and I freaked out because I didn't know where she was.
Remember that. That's actually why I try and purposely stay on the opposite side now.
Yeah, I really freaked out because I didn't know where she was. I
You
couldn't.
jumped. You physically jumped, and I was like, what have I done?
You just spoke on the wrong side of us and I couldn't hear you properly. But the worst thing is I can't tell where you are. So I'm like, huh, what? Yeah, I freaked out. But yeah,
Have you?
I really oh god.
It's okay. Go on.
No, I can say
I was gonna say, Sarah, have you seen the television shows that are on Disney? Have you seen any of them?
I've seen like oh God, no, hang on. I've seen Loki.
Okay.
Um I've seen obviously One Division. I've seen Agatha. I've seen Moon Knight. I've seen the rest of the ones that Netflix made, like Jessica Jones, Nick Cage, Iron
yeah, I
Fist,
watched
things
them.
like that.
Oh, don't get me started on Iron Fist.
No, 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 no,
Fucking
Mm,
travesty.
no.
I love
Um,
Danny Rand. They did him dirty. Sorry, Sarah.
no,
Go on.
no, no. Just
I'm just
I heard the
venting.
guy who played him was a bit of a dick as well, though.
Well, oh, sorry. He was Lawrence Tyrell in Game of Thrones. He can get in the
Mhm.
bin. He was terrible. He was
Yeah.
no Danny Rand. Sorry, I have really strong feelings on that
Yeah.
show. You said Agatha.
Hmm.
Have we all watched Agatha?
yeah.
Yeah.
What do we think? Becca got really excited there.
She did. Go
I
on,
love it.
Becca.
Seriously, I love the fact that the song Down, Down, Down the Witch's Road has like it's taken over so many of our lives.
It took over
It's
my brain for such
it's
a long time.
but it's still in my head and I find myself coming to it at least once a day. And I'm like, really? It's an
She jumped in
earworm.
my car one time and just started burst out singing it.
It's,
Amazing.
but she's not the only one
Amazing.
I've done that to.
God, how many people's cars are you busting into?
It's because I don't like driving. I just
Hey, I'm with you.
but
I
yeah, no,
understand.
I love the fact that it's brought characters that we not many people have ever had the pleasure of seeing in comic books because they are what I class as NPCs. They're
Yeah.
background characters.
Yeah.
They are not there unless you've kind of delved into Agatha or you've had kind of like she's very much like Doctor Strange that she's there if there's
Yeah.
a mystical problem. And
Hmm.
the
Yeah.
fact that they've made her just such a fantastic character in one division and then
Hmm.
They made her
Agatha
a
all along.
hero in
Yeah.
her own story.
Yeah.
Maybe an anti-hero. It depends on how you want to
Yeah.
look at her. But
Yeah.
yeah, you are absolutely right. She was a Doctor Strange. She appeared when she needed to. The spoilers for anyone who hasn't seen Agatha, I'm going to get into it, but the ending when she is Ghost Agatha, that is her usual form.
Yeah.
She is not human, she is a
Hmm.
ghost,
Yeah.
and she was when Scarlet Witch needed her, she was there, and it's the fact that she had the grey hair, and I was like, oh, tie it up in the bun, and we'll all be happy because
Yeah.
that is Agatha Harkness right there, comic
Yeah.
book form. Honestly,
Hmm.
I had for a character and a series I never knew I needed. I love that it's in my life. I've
Yeah.
watched this about 5 times.
I
I love
enjoyed it
it.
more the One Division, and One Division
Yeah.
is like top tier on the TV shows
Yeah,
that I've watched.
Hmm.
it was good. but it just, do you know what? There's just some things that needed to be stripped back in WandaVision. Just a few things that need to be
Yeah,
stripped back. But
Hmm.
I mean, the Monica Rambeau maybe didn't need to be there, but I like the fact that Monica is being explained. Not Monica. Is it Monica? Who's the daughter called? Monica's the mum.
I know who you mean though. Yeah.
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 Maybe they didn't need to have her there, but I love the fact that she is there because she is now part of the Marvels. If any of you have
Yeah,
seen the Marvels,
Yeah.
so it's fantastic. But if you took that element out, it wouldn't have made any difference to the
yeah,
story at
Hmm.
all. That you were there to witness Wanda go through grief
yeah.
Hmm.
And
in a
that's
kind of sick and twisted way. We really were there to watch her go through our grief process.
yeah,
And how was she going to get out the other side? And really, I don't think Wanda ever gets out of the other side of that.
No,
no,
Yeah, I think she's stuck
I
in
don't
that
think she
forever.
does.
But even to introduce Death,
yeah,
Lady Death, the woman who took Thanos' heart and smashed it into million pieces.
yes.
The
I
reason
love
the
Aubrey Plaza.
oh, that woman is absolutely
I
They
love her.
incredible.
they could not have picked a better actress to play this role.
She is the epitome. It's
Mhm.
April. If you're a
Yes.
Parks and Rec fan,
Hmm.
it's April turned up to 11 and
Yes.
dressed in the best wardrobe ever.
Her, her outfits absolutely amazing. But
Oh,
I find that Agatha did so many great costumes. The costumes in it, I don't think there was a costume that I didn't think, oh my God, that is very comic book accurate. It's, they've done such a good job with the
Hmm.
outfits. Like from Agatha's outfit, from Lady Death's to Wiccan's outfit. Oh my God.
when he came, I've got goosebumps. I've literally just getting chills down my legs. When he came on the screen, actually, when the crown appeared first, I was like, shit. And then in the last episode, when he comes down full, oh my,
Regalia,
oh my
yes.
God.
The
Thank you
fact
for
that they
finishing
put
that word off.
the fact that they put so much effort into the fact that we had Scarlet Witch's, ruins on the front, but then you had on the inside of the cloak, you had Wisdom's like
Yeah.
monograms and like computer stuff. It was just
Wow.
they put
It was
so much
amazing.
thought into it.
Hmm.
Um, Alice became a character that I absolutely adored. I was devastated when she went, but Paddy LaPone, the queen herself, comes into the MCU and steals every single scene she is in, she steals it.
Yeah.
Her death had me in hysterics
Yeah,
because you could
Yeah.
see where it was going, and I'm like,
Hmm.
the minute she shut the door, I was like, oh God, this is game
Yeah.
over. How beautifully she did it though.
yeah.
Hmm.
Oh, and the fact that she ends up going back to the beginning. Does she get to repeat it all over again? Who knows? Who knows? I love the fact that she is in this universe, in this world, and I literally have to go back to episode one and she's right there again. I love Patti LuPone so much. That woman is a fucking goddess.
Her and the actress who played Lady Death were roommates for a while.
They were. Aubrey Plaza
Yeah,
bumped with that because she was having an
Yeah.
operation done and she went to go and stay with Patti LuPone. And
yeah.
I think they do the Hot Wings challenge.
It's roughly around then.
They do
Yeah.
that together. Patti LuPone is just like literally going through them like like there's no tomorrow. I think she asks her an awkward question as well, and she ends up eating the chicken wing instead of answering the question.
I
My
haven't I
favorite.
haven't seen it.
Oh.
I've only seen clips of it. But
Oh,
I think where the Marvel TV show started to
hmm.
what we've got now is just they've just got 100% better. And
Hmm.
I'm very excited that they've taken the Netflix stuff and we are going to get another opportunity to have Daredevil. I'm so excited
Yeah,
for that.
I'm really
yeah,
excited for the Daredevil
massively.
one. Like,
Just out of interest, I didn't watch Loki season two.
mm,
I watched the first one and it was all right. It wasn't, I mean, Kang's not my thing, so I didn't really care at the end with a big reveal. I was like, oh, okay. Um, but season two, I never heard anything about it. No one talked about it. Was it good? Did it, does it matter? Or is it now
I
gone out of the
enjoyed it.
timeline?
I
I enjoyed
enjoyed
it.
it. I feel it had like quite a different tone from the first season, though. It kind of
Mm-hmm.
like it was almost like a completely different story.
Right.
I
Oh,
mean, it was kind of like more about like fixing stuff with the TVA, like on that side of things, rather than like him like being out in the multiverse.
I love how you're like in there, over there. He's over
Well, I was
there.
gonna say in the other place, and then no. You know the term for this.
Does the Loki tie, does Loki 2 mean anything now after Deadpool and Wolverine? Or is it see I'm not quite I've heard a couple of things on how it ended and it all just comes down to he's a tree.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it changes what happened in like
Do
Deadpool and
you
that.
do you think we'll get him back?
Mm, I don't know.
Hmm. Yeah, it's kind of like unless they go out there and approach them themselves, so like, oh shit, we fucked up. Let's go and see Loki and see if
Look
we
who we
can
need you.
stop that line being
Yeah.
pruned or something.
I don't know.
Stop
Don't-
that. Be-
That's what they call it, being pruned.
It's the way it's how straight faced you said it. Stop that line being pruned. Oh God. I thought shouting Loki might have brought mine in, but then I remembered he doesn't know his name.
No, I Loki isn't behind me today. It's Prime.
Oh, I've
You can't see him anyway.
Loki is my perfect angel.
Just
He's
know his
the
name.
doesn't know his name. I mean, it doesn't help that we call him Lolo and we call him Lulu or Lullaby. So it doesn't help that we call him all these names so he doesn't know his, but he has left my Christmas tree alone.
Positive.
Oddly enough, my cats and the twins have left mine alone. I'm really surprised at that.
Binks has just been an absolute nightmare. He's climbed it. He's pulled me ornaments off and taken them away with him. He's biting the tree. He's
Oh,
just, and I told him you're one step away from being like Beatrice was. She had a squirty bottle when she decided to jump in the middle of me tree once.
Mm.
Anyway, it's a Christmas tree. Okay, we're heading into Christmas era.
yes, we are. We are so close to Christmas. It's unreal.
Yeah. We've been on a bit of a journey as well. Like we've talked
Mm.
a few movies, talked TV. Is there anything more that you want to talk about with the MCU, Sarah? Did you bring anything else?
Ah, I love Deadpool.
I didn't. I really, really didn't. As a comic book reader, I didn't. I was like, I didn't get. I love Gwenpool. I
Mm.
absolutely love her, but I didn't get him. I just thought to be honest, I almost was like, "Mm, he's a bit too commercial. Everyone loves him. I need to be different." And it wasn't until the first Deadpool movie, and I can honestly say from start to finish, it is the only movie I have laughed at from the minute them credits come up to the right at the very end. I did not stop laughing.
Mhm.
And I don't know if it's him and the magic that there's just something he does to movies.
Yep.
To be honest, right, you ever since that movie, you just couldn't really, well, even well before that, as we know the history of how long Ryan Reynolds actually took to make that movie or
Yeah.
to get it made. It's just too damn hard to separate the two for me now. Like
Yeah.
Ryan
Right.
Reynolds is Deadpool. Deadpool is Ryan Reynolds, as far as I'm concerned.
I do love I got into the hype of Deadpool versus Wolverine. And it was like right at
Mm.
the end. It was like right as it was coming out. I
Mhm.
got into the hype of it. I actually went to see it by myself.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm
Good
not
for
scared.
you.
I'm
No,
not
no,
scared.
no,
I
no.
love taking I love I did it when was it when Scream 6 came out? No one would come and see it. It was all okay, I'm
Mm.
by myself. Evil Dead Rise. No one would come and see that with us either. I was like, right, fine. I mean, I had to check with Paul to make sure there was no jump scares because I'm known to levitate out of my seat when that happens. And I was like, Christ, if I'm on my own, I'm gonna look like a right tit. So I had to like, is there a jump scare? And he was like,
Mm.
no, it's pretty gruesome, but there's no jump scares. I says I can handle gruesome, that's fine. So I did that, and then yeah, I went to see Guardians of the Galaxy 3 on my own. I don't mind like if I want to see them so badly, I'll go out and watch it by myself.
Yeah, yeah, I wouldn't mind
Um,
that.
but I love Deadpool and Wolverine. W- I just feel like he's give Hugh Jackman like a bit of a shake up and a revamp and a
Hmm.
like the love of the character was back again.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yes,
Yeah,
it makes
yeah.
a lot
I
of
just
sense.
have a lot of feelings over the actor of Wolverine at the moment.
Oh,
Um,
Jackman, what did you? Isn't he a
well, he's
sweetheart?
no, he's no longer a sweetheart to me because of
Mm.
the rumors. You're like you need to Google him and find out the rumors that are going around at the moment around him.
This is about his wife.
Yes.
I think I know. Dirty dog.
Hmm. Hmm. We know
Dirty.
we all know how I feel about things like that.
Hmm.
But yes, I love the characters. I've seen the first Deadpool film, and I actually went to go see that with my little one's dad, and he didn't enjoy that film, but I literally was wetting myself with laughter because the
Do you
film is
enjoy
just
it?
so damn funny. But the thing is that
Yeah.
I was then laughing with the students that were watching it. Like there was a big group of students, and I just found myself laughing with them and like having a crack with them because it was just such a funny film.
Does he not
Um,
like joy? Like, I don't understand. I don't understand how anyone could go into that film, regardless of how you feel of the character or
Hmm.
anything, and go, well, that was shit. Because it
yeah,
really wasn't. If my dad can get it,
yeah,
then anyone should be able to. And that
yeah.
man doesn't
Yeah.
understand Back to the Future.
Oh, oh dear.
Sorry,
Mm.
But yeah, I think Deadpool is the film that I didn't realize I needed, but it is
I
such a
get
great
that.
film, and I think I'm definitely gonna watch the newest one when it becomes
How?
on
Mhm.
Disney. When is it on Disney yet? Is it on
It's
Disney?
I
been
it's
on
on
for about
now.
Oh,
a month.
oh, I'll watch it.
How did
It's
you
not
miss it?
because we've got the Muppets Christmas Carol or Nightmare Before Christmas on repeat.
That is just that's fine then. That is amazing. I would literally do the same thing if I
Oh,
had
yeah.
the chance.
Yes,
We had the
yes,
Muppets on the other day.
yes.
Oh,
So that
we
is
we watch it closer to Christmas Eve. Like that is literally like a Christmas Eve film.
look. I will watch the Muppets Christmas Carol in July if I have to. It's a safety film for me. Okay.
I understand. I get it.
Look,
Um,
Sammy, we've got to do every podcast where you learn something new about me. Okay. This is Becca will watch Muppets Christmas Carol in July. It's the one for this episode.
I don't want to, I don't understand why Christmas films can't be watched. It's any time during the
My
year.
mum watches them during the summer.
Yes.
I know, and I think my sister-in-law watched Home Alone in the summer, and I was like, okay, cool.
Like I
Like,
remember like years and years and years ago when I was still going on holiday with my parents, on a regular basis. We went to France one year. She hired a cottage, and it was like the summer holidays from school, so it must have been like August or the end of July. And she took three Christmas movies with her on DVD to watch while we were there, in case it
Oh, I
got
love
like
that.
on the night time when it was too dark to really go out. Because we were like in a
amazing.
village in the middle of nowhere, didn't even have a pub.
God damn it.
I
So
love
you had
that.
to watch Christmas
We
films.
had to watch Christmas films.
That's adorable.
Well, we just about finished our Transformers marathon because we've been watching all the Transformers from start up until we're ending with the 1985 cartoon movie.
Okay.
Um, it's been a bit of a waste of time, to be honest,
Oh,
because everything gets retconned in Bumblebee.
Mm.
So I watched all them with Shia LaBeouf and Mark Wahlberg, all for Bumblebee to go. Oh, hang on a minute. What a shit. And yeah, now we're gonna go into our Christmas watch along, and we're gonna do some movies that we've never seen before because I've never seen National Lampoon's
I've
Christmas
not
Week.
seen it either.
At least I'm not the only one.
No, I've not seen it. It's not a film that I've ever wanted to watch either.
No, no. I mean, I just want to say I've seen it. And A
Yeah.
Yeah.
Christmas Story. Have you ever heard of that? The American movie. It's from 1983. It's quite big in America. Like it would be their Christmas Carol. You know what I mean? Like
I think I've heard of it, but I've not. It's not one that I've seen either.
I'm gonna watch that.
Okay.
Excuse me.
I'm going to watch the new Chad Michael Murray Netflix film because it's Chad Michael Murray and it looks quite fun.
What's that one?
He's a stripper.
All right, okay.
God,
Well,
lady.
well, I don't think he is, but the trailer looks fun.
He's a stripper. That
And that's the
sounds
reason she's
so
watching it.
Christmassy.
It's a Christmas film. They've got to
Christmas
say
strippers.
it's they've got to, I think the trailer is they've got to do a Christmas show to save this bar. I think that's what the trailer looks
I mean,
like.
strippers deserve Christmas too, as well, I guess.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, I can
It's
get that.
I think it's Magic Mike meets
Oh,
Christmas.
I hate that film so for a movie that's got Joe Manganiello in it, I should be
Um,
all over it. But oh my God, I am never getting that time back. I watched it from start. I was ill, so I wasn't picking my phone up or anything. So I literally watched it from start to finish.
God.
What
Yeah.
Christmas film are you going to watch, Sarah?
Well, the other year me and one of my friends did a watch along on Discord on Boxing Day, and we watched do you know what she called from iZombie? Rose MacGyver.
Oh
Yes,
yeah.
There was three Christmas movies with her in it, and it was like something like a royal Christmas, a
I love
Christmas
those
marriage,
films.
and a Christmas baby. Oh, they were utter like Christmas tosh to me. But yeah,
Hallmark
there
Yeah,
were
films.
Hallmark all
Yeah.
over, all
My
over the
mother-in-law
place.
loves that
We
shit.
we thought we're gonna just watch some Christmas shite. Let's do it,
I
and we
do
just
Yeah.
love
sat and
those
watched
films.
those three movies.
My mother-in-law loves it. The first when I put the tree up the other day, the first thing that goes on every year at Christmas, and it's so stupid, the Christmas lights.
Mm.
It's Robson Green. It's Northern Lights, the TV show.
Yeah,
Yes, yes.
It's the fir- it's the first. I don't know how this works because it's the first thing they ever did, and then it goes into Northern Lights. But it's called Christmas Lights, and
Mm.
it's where the two friends have like a bit of a battle over the house Christmas lights. I love it. Like I'm absolutely obsessed with it to the point where I had to buy it on Amazon because I couldn't dare risk it not being on ITV. So I now own it. And my dad uses my login so he can watch it.
that's
We're up.
adorable.
Yeah, it's do you know what it is? It's not even that great. It's so comfort for us that I can't not watch it. I'll watch it about 100 times through Christmas. Just have it on in the background.
That's okay because I do that with A Nightmare Before Christmas and The Muppets Christmas
Yeah.
Carol, so I get that vibe. And I actually do that with the Gavin and Stacey Christmas episodes.
I'm finding myself more and more not being able to watch them. The more time goes on that James Corden is about, and
Yes,
the more,
No, no,
do-
no. I've never watched Gavin and Stacey. I cannot stand that man.
and I totally get it. It's just like, and I do love Gavin and Stacey. I'd be an absolute Billy bullshit if I said didn't. But the more he exists now, it's hard to love him then.
yeah, I get you. Yeah,
I will. It's the Christmas special this year.
it's the final.
But more importantly, Call the Midwife is on Christmas Day. So, yes,
Mm.
two-parter.
Oh, get in.
Two-parter covering a massive flu epidemic. It's going to be amazing. That sounds
Wait.
awful. It's gonna be
Okay.
amazing. They're covering a flu
The
epidemic.
flu
It's gonna be
epidemic is going to
class.
be amazing.
Oh God. Hells. Still gonna be good though.
It's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
Are you excited about any Christmas TV shows or movies that are coming out, Sarah?
I haven't, I'll be honest, I haven't seen any that's coming out. I'm excited for Violent Night 2, but that's not till next year.
No, next year. Just get David Harbour dressed as a Viking again. I'll be happy.
Yeah. I genuinely enjoyed that. I really enjoyed your episode on that, Sammie and Monster.
Oh, thank you.
It's hard for us to watch sometimes because because I'm not a horror fan, but I
Yeah,
kind of like
right.
put it on in the background on quiet.
Well, Anth was
And,
like, why? Anth was like, why are you doing that? It's not even a horror film. And I went, have you
it
seen the
is.
kills in it? And when he watched it with us, he was like, I get the. He went like, take the kills out of it. I get some of the horror tropes that are like going on right now. I was like, there you go. So it is horror.
Um, yeah.
That's next year, though.
That's next year. I'll
Yeah.
probably stick the Night Before Christmas one again. Alex watched it quite a lot during near Halloween, so we'll probably watch it again soon.
I haven't watched it for years, and Aunt's never seen it.
Oh
Oh,
my
you've got to
God.
watch it. Got to watch it.
We have a wedding present
Molly.
from someone I work with who has the lyrics on. There's a picture on my wall. Molly, what?
Molly, if you're in chat, I hope you've watched Muppets Christmas Carol.
Has she not seen it?
No.
No, she's never seen it.
I can't even berate you for not seeing it, Molly. Just, you are so missing out. It's amazing.
We love you, but you need to go watch it.
Mhm.
You really
No,
do. Molly, you do. Molly, I wouldn't lie to you. I promise I wouldn't lie to you. Go and watch it. It's a game changer.
Yeah, watch it.
Do we
It'll bring
have
you joy.
anything? Do we have anything else, Marvel?
We've
that
just
we
been
wanna
talking
touch?
about the last 10
We've been
minutes
talking
of
about Christmas.
Yes. So
We're
I
all
don't.
out of Marvel.
I think we're all out of Marvel. But Sammie, you've got something that you want to tell people, don't you?
Oh, is that I'm sorry, I've
Shoe.
totally. Yeah, that's a cool t-shirt. I like that. Yes, I do want to tell you something. Sadly, this will and is my last episode with the Women of Nerd Culture. I'm just waiting for the cries and the screams to finish.
That's just Chris.
No,
Yeah.
yes,
There we go. It's
Yeah.
done.
Yeah.
I have far too much on my plate at the moment, and unfortunately, I had to make a decision, and this was a hard decision, and I will no longer be a part of the Women of Nerd Culture podcast. But these ladies have it, they got it, they can do way more stuff with me gone, and you're gonna absolutely smash it. You don't need me. You're cool. You're brilliant. You're
But
That's
fantastic.
that's not to say you're never coming back on.
No, that is not the case at all. This podcast is fantastic. These women are fantastic. The subject matters that I don't want to keep calling you girls, ladies.
Ladies.
These ladies want to talk about is way out of my fandom, way out of my realm, but it will hit home for a lot of people. So there's so much that they can bring. Take me out the equation, and they got this. Yous have been absolutely smashing it. The social media is fucking phenomenal. Your promotion work is great. You do videos. I don't even do videos for the other two podcasts I do.
I wanted
You're
to
great.
try and start doing more on it.
And the new year will bring new and exciting ventures for the two of you, and you can really, the pair of yous together can really push this so far. But I just can't be a main part of it anymore. It's not sad. I'm still here.
I know, but it's sad. We're not
Yeah.
gonna have we're not gonna have a hand to hold anymore. We're gonna fly solo, and
Yeah.
but we want
You
to
are.
thank you. We want to thank you because without you being here to look after us for the last five episodes, yeah,
I
five.
did miss one. And that's the point. Like,
Yeah,
they have to literally like pin me down to be able to record an episode when they could like catch them out. I am so holding them back. So yeah, you're gonna smash it. It's been fun, and I love the concept idea. I love the fact that you were so on board to hear my ideas on it, and kind of like there was an episode where it clicked, and I was like, oh, this is it. This is what I wanted. You're women, and you're talking about nerdy shit, and I love it. But I know there's so much more you can do if I'm not pulling you back, and you having to wait on me for stuff, and because I do a lot. This was number 4 in the list of things that I do. And next year I really want to put a lot of concentration into monsters. Because I have so many ideas. So yeah, this is my last episode. Not forever.
But now,
because we've already planned an episode, at least one episode in the next couple of months, which is coming back.
yeah,
So
yeah.
yes, we've already pinned her for that one.
Ladies, this is our 7th episode.
7th. Oh, wow.
I've just got to count it up the ones we've done.
So yeah,
That's the thing is though, when you've been podcasting for 3 years, they're just mixed into one. Like
yes.
I have to have a list of stuff that I did for Monsters this year just to remember what I actually did. Because I
Yes, but
can't anymore.
I've
we
started writing
are
done next to our title idea screen.
yeah. But yes, we do want to thank you because without you
Yes.
pushing us, we probably wouldn't have got this far. So thank you so much.
Yeah.
And we might have to get a little recording of you just to for the disclaimer. We might just have to have a little recording of you
Oh,
each
we didn't do
episode.
the disclaimer.
We
Yeah,
didn't.
we did. We didn't
We
do the
didn't.
disclaimer.
And you know what? I don't care. Come for us. Like, it's fine. It's fine. I can defend Marvel without any disclaimer in front of us. No, you're gonna absolutely and have absolutely been smashing it. I felt on the first episode I did the majority of the talking because you was so it felt like you were a little bit
We were nervous. We were scared.
yeah, and I was like,
Wait,
oh no,
hang on.
ladies.
They've given us a platform to talk about.
Yeah. It's a thing. It's happening right now.
Yeah.
And you need to talk. And yeah, I felt like if I didn't, no one was going to because you were really nervous. But then that's like kind of just gone and it's been washed away. Becca, you're a completely different person from the first episode. Like, come back, like Sarah, you're just as sassy as ever. But you are such a completely different person. You are so open. When you came on the 12-hour stream, I was like, who the F is this? Who are you? Where's Becca? And oh, I'm so happy for this Becca, for everyone to see this Becca.
Oh, you're gonna make me cry. You promised you wouldn't make me cry.
I'm trying not to. I don't promise nothing. This is my last one. You ain't got me next time.
Oh,
But yes, Sarah, do you want to say what we're going to be doing
next time
solo?
Next time
on the Women of Nerd Culture.
we are going to talk about books.
Books.
If you're from the north like us. Yeah. You're an honorary northerner. Fine.
I did try and do an impression of her accent earlier. It
You've
went
been
really
here long
tits
enough,
up.
Pet.
It was a good impression. I was impressed.
No, we're gonna have a look at like some of our favorite books from many different genres. Look at our favorite authors. Maybe just have a chat. Maybe have a talk about book talk a bit.
We might delve into that. We might not.
delve into that. We'll see what goes.
Depends if Paul catches us beforehand.
Yeah, we'll see how the conversation goes down.
Hey, it's gonna all kick off in January. But honestly, ladies, this has been an absolute pleasure. I love where this is going to go and where you two can take it. And hey, you guys are going to get some more interesting topics than listening to my bullshit because they literally have had to cater for me. Because there's so much you've dumbed it down for me because there's so much you guys could have done. Like I'm not into your the fantasy these guys are into. You're gonna smash it. It's gonna be fucking great. Can't wait.
Okay, well, I think on that note, I think it's time to say goodbye. So keep your hearts full and your fandom's very, very fierce and sassy. Till next time. Till next year.
Tuned. Stay tuned. We may have some messages after the video.
Yes. Hold that thought.